What's up everyone, I'm Great God Zeus, the #1 Thor player in Marvel Rivals, one above all and top 150. In this video we're going to dive into the God of Thunder himself, breaking down his abilities, playstyles, interactions, counters, and his best matchups.
Basically everything you need to dominate the battlefield with Thor. Whether you're trying to master his lightning combos, learn when to engage, or figure out who he best synergizes with, I got you covered. So grab your hammer, channel the storm, and let's unleash the full power of Asgard.
First things first, when you select Thor, you want to be playing him as a jack of all trades. You want to be playing him as the situation demands. Basically, if they're running Phoenix, Punisher, Bucky, very high damage comp, you cannot be diving their backline because you will just instantly be exploded. If they are running a dive comp, then you have to play more with the team heal. But in scenarios where they have DPS that are kind of just like staggered around the map, like Hela, Namor, or stuff like that, you can be diving their backline. You can be looking for opportunities to dive their supports or even dive their DPS on the off angles. I feel like diving supports with BP or Spider-Man or any other character is going to be easier with Thor. You can also be the one diving their supports if your DPS is like dying all the time, because obviously they can't do anything, so it is now your job to be diving the backline. Thor's first ability, which I want to talk about, which I won't spend too much time on, is his mjolnir bash. It does 45 damage a hit. One special thing about it is that after your awakening is done, your hammer is glowing for a while up until that third Thor Force bar, and if you hit them, you gain 1 Thor Force back. Thor's next ability, which I want to talk about, is going to be his hammer throw. It does 45 damage on a hit, but on the returning hit, if I can even pull it off, it does 20 damage, and you should not be going for the returning hit, of course, unless it's by accident. It does give 1 Thor Force if I turn off cooldowns right now, so after I do my awakening, I can hit them with my hammer throw, and I can hit them once with the glow of the hammer, and I get my awakening, and I can keep cycling in and out of awakening, and that is mostly the use of the hammer throw. Thor's second ability, which I want to talk about, is going to be his Storm Surge. It takes up 1 Thor Force whenever you use it, 40 damage when it's uncharged. If you want to charge it up like a Kamehameha, it does 60 damage, so that is pretty cool. You shouldn't be using it for damage, you should be using it to peel off divers, and against really high damage comps, you should be using it to kind of get away, get behind corners, etc. Thor's Storm Surge can be used to push their tanks and players to your side, but it just depends what's backing them, what's behind them, what's going to shoot at you once you try and do that. Sometimes you can just get exploded and just die, but other times it could win you the game because there could be a Magneto with a Magneto ult, and he would just die. The second thing about this ability is that it does have a lot of interactions with Strange's levitation or even Hulk's jump, which I will show in that part of the video with the hero interactions if you want to skip. This is going to be your best tool for stalling point, so make sure to use it accordingly. You can stall point just by trying to make yourself hard to hit, because this is a free moving ability. You can move anywhere on the map with it, and it really is better than awakening for stalling point. Thor's next ability that I want to talk about is going to be his realm, his lightning realm. This does restore Thor Force based on each enemy hit. If there was 2 enemies in it, I would have restored 2 Thor Force. I can even show that right now. So 2 enemies, 2 Thor Force. It does slow people down and ground them once they get out of the radius, and when you leave the radius, it does 40 damage. So if you want to really see the grounding effect in action, it'll be like this. I'm on this storm, I want to ground her. Once she gets out of it, I just finish her off just like that. The last small use I can think of for Thor's bubble is going to be with Cloak and Dagger. Whenever she gets out of the boundary, she can't fade, and after her ultimate is done, you can push her out and she can't fade, and that will save you a team fight. His next ability is going to be his Awakening Rune, which is pretty cool. It does 70 damage each hit. It can 4-shot 250 HP characters and 275 HP characters, which is pretty cool. Last small thing about Thor's hammer throw is that you basically want to do bash into throw after awakening, because that is a quick burst of damage and it can even finish off kills. So let's just say awakening, throw into hammer, and I get awakening again. I can even press E and do it again, and that kind of is the whole playstyle with Thor. And each time you awaken, you actually get 150 shield, and it does a spell field tick damage, which is 15. So those are things to keep in mind. A lot of times when I want to contest point or just get more shield, I'll just pop awakening so I can live, so I can contest, etc. Another thing I want to mention with the awakening is that you want to be in it most of the time. They did turn his character into a awakening bot kinda, because almost every one of his abilities now just restores Thor Force, which is pretty cool. You get it a lot, and you can just keep doing this lightning attack. So yeah. Thor's final ability, which I want to talk about, is his Thunderous Pike. So it's a team up with Angela. It does 25 when you hit, 30 whenever you explode, and 45 whenever you leap into it. So 25 plus 30 right there, plus 45, it's going to be a lot of damage. If you don't hit the actual direct hit, it just does the explosion damage and the leap damage, of course. Thor does have a combo he can use with his pike, and he does usually want to use his pike to get to places faster, like in overtime, but you can definitely use this for the pike. It's going to be pike into go into it, into bash, into throw, into one awakening shot. So I can do that at full speed as well. It's going to one-shot 250 and 275 HP characters with this one combo, so it's just going to be that at full speed. And I don't know if anyone else does this. I think I'm the only person that does this, so I guess it's like my combo, and that's pretty cool. Thor's final ability, which I want to show, is the God of Thunder. So it's going to do 220 for the slam down, but 40 tick damage, as I can show right now. So it's 40, 40, 40, 40, 220 for the slam down. So basically it kills through Luna ult with a rocket damage boost, and with a Luna damage boost it kills through other Luna ults as well, because it does 220 plus the 40% damage boost, which makes it 280 in total, and that does kill Luna whenever she has no shields in her ultimate ability. They did recently buff the speed of this ability, so it does travel pretty fast. And another thing I want to mention is that you can go up and down with this, so control and space is ascend and descend. And one last thing, it does travel slower if you're ascending while going. If you just go straight, it will go much faster. So that is something to keep in mind. Another thing I want to talk about with Thor are his interactions with other heroes. The first one I want to talk about is the Hulk. So as you know, the Hulk jumps, but you can cancel that. So whenever the Hulk jumps, as you see right now, I can just stun him by doing that. Your team can then just burst him down and kill him, which is pretty helpful. And also with Monster Hulk, he can stun Monster Hulk as well. It used to not be a thing, or I think it was a thing, but they just added it. So as you can see right now, whenever the Hulk jumps, I can stun him, and it used to not be a thing. Now it's a thing. Now it's not a thing. I don't even know, but you know, it's here in the game now, so that is pretty cool. Another interaction is with Doctor Strange. He can cancel his levitation whenever he's doing it. Let's say he's shielding the Hela's ultimate on your team. You can just hit him out of it and he stops levitating, and that is pretty cool. Another thing I want to mention with Doctor Strange is that it cancels his flight with his lightning realm as well. So if he tries to fly, he will just get cancelled and your team can just finish him off and kill him. Next character I want to mention with Thor is Angela. So he can cancel her fly thing. So let's just say she's charging to me, I will cancel her thing and she will be on the floor. His awakening realm, or lightning realm I mean, can cancel her flight, so she can't fly and your team can finish her off pretty easily. Another character I want to talk about is Phoenix. She cannot use her flight, however she can use her teleport when she gets out of the radius of your bubble. Next character that I want to talk about is Star-Lord. He cannot cancel Star-Lord's ultimate anymore. It got patched about 1 month ago or something like that. So if he gets out of it, then he basically is just grounded and he cannot use his flying ability. However, he can still do his turn ability or his backflips. As you may know, Thor does ground flyers, so in a character like Torch, if you ground him and he gets out the bubble, then they can't fly. This is with Storm, Torch, Ultron, Angela, and probably one more character that I forgot. Next character I want to talk about is Scarlet Witch. She cannot use her left shift, which is her teleport, and that is pretty cool. I mean, I don't verse a lot of Scarlet Witches personally in top 500, but it is pretty cool. Next character I want to talk about is Cloak and Dagger. You cannot fade with Cloak and Dagger if you go out of Thor's bubble. So this can be good because whenever they're in their ultimate ability, you can push them out and you can kind of just kill them that way. Thor's interaction with Wolverine, well, you should not be going for this because it is very risky and you will probably die, but he can actually cancel Wolverine's jump and they can both get grounded on the floor. Thor's next interaction that I want to show is going to be with Bucky's uppercut. They're going to both get grounded on the floor whenever he does his Trooper Fist, as I can show right now. So yeah, that is pretty cool, and that can give your team time to finish them off. Next, we're going to talk about the God of Thunder's counters. There are a lot of characters in this game Thor can shit on, and he is considered like the best 1v1 hero. However, a lot of characters in this game just make the game one-sided and can push Thor to their side of their team and shred him, or they can go shield for shield with him and do way more headshot damage. While Thor is very strong, there are a lot of characters that are just gonna fucking explode Thor. Thor does 70 damage per awakening shot, but even then there are some characters that do even more damage than him and can go shield for him. One example is Bucky. You can see right here, if I spam my abilities, I go up to a max of 425 shields. So not only can I go shield for shield with Thor, I can also just hook him, give him to my team like this, headshot him a few times, and he will be dead. A character like Wolverine can just instantly shred Thor. I'm not even going to have full rage here, but he kind of just does like a lot of damage to Thor, like a lot. I just got my full rage and it just killed him anyways, but basically Wolverine can pull you to his team and just shred you, and if you're in a 1v1 with him, you can come out on top, but he does do a shit ton of damage, so you just gotta be careful. Another character I want to talk about is going to be the Punisher. So when he goes in his turret form like this, you need to waste all your Thor force just to awakening shot him, because obviously your team's not shooting at him, so he will just wreak havoc. He can go ranged. He has way better damage than you at range. He has no damage drop off. If you want to go close to him to try and close the distance, he can just shotgun you like this. You can go mid-range with Thor to try and make this matchup more favorable, but I just find that versing the Punisher is going to be pretty hard because usually there's going to be another DPS helping him anyways. A character like Emma is pretty self-explanatory. They can just go into diamond form, chokeslam you, hit you into a wall each time you want to dash in and try and do damage to their backline or their DPS. They will just not let you at all. That'll be wraps for my Thor guide with his abilities, counters, interactions, and